Hey guys! So, guess what today is? Today is going to be a story time YouTube video, which is why it's so fucking long. And not that I added a new process that I normally cut out of my videos, because that is totally not why this video is long. Yeah. Little preface, however it's said. I've heard like 8 different pronunciations of it. I'm going to talk about the art real quick, and then I'm going to go into my story time. So if you don't want to listen to me ramble on about art development and why this picture means a lot to me personally, then go ahead and mute the video. I really don't care. Listen to other things and just watch me draw. But right now, quick art things. One, I cut the base idea sketching out because I actually had the base sketch done earlier this year, like really earlier this year. I think we decided we were going to redraw these back in like February or something, but I never touched it again because I didn't have time. Water break, sorry. So that, and there's a couple of jumps. For some reason, the recording in this didn't stop when I put it to. So I've had to edit this, like, I had to edit the clips a lot. So if there's, like, random little jumping here and there, I'm sorry. I had to cut out a bunch of random, like, YouTube segments or segments where I was on Skype, because even though I pressed pause or don't record, Hypercam just kept recording. And there was a certain section towards the end of the inking when I was inking Eros' chibi where he was being a little shit, and he had my computer crash twice. You don't see it in the video, but it crashed twice, and I've had to re-ink this fucker twice. And by the second time of it crashing again, I was like, screw it, I'm not going to record it until I'm done with the inking process. So, yeah, there's that. Now, on to story time. I want to go back, alright? We're going to go back to 2009. Who remembers 2009? For me, I was a sophomore in high school in 2009 when we started this magical thing called an Arttrade. And back in 2009, I was a very depressed, very sad Michi, who the only good thing in my life at the time was my boyfriend Cody and a very small handful of my close friends. I was doing very shitty in high school. I didn't see the point of going to school. I thought my art was crap. I thought I was a worthless pile of shit. Very, very depressing, bad time for me, Michi. Um, I had my tablet for a while, and I would doodle things, and I would edit bases. Who remembers bases? Ah! Sorry, I'm really trying not to be like a bitch in this video, but I'm having a lot of fun recording this and just talking about why, again, this picture means a lot to me. So that's why I'm kind of having fun with the audio, and it's not scripted because I don't script my shit. So this is all raw in my head because I'm Michelle and I don't plan ahead. So Jesus Christ. So there was this magical website called DeviantArt when it wasn't a pile of shit. I still don't think it's that bad as people paint it out to be, but it isn't as bad as the memes made it be. Back in 2009, the only smartphone you could get was a BlackBerry or an iPhone, and that was the early version of the iPhone. Who remembers those? Very few people, because the only people I knew with iPhones back then were rich kids. Like, a very small handful of kids had iPhones. So, I was on this website called DeviantArt, and there was this artist that I followed that I found through a friend, because she commissioned my friend I'm His Eternal Angel on DeviantArt all those years ago for her characters Eros and Ikea, and I remember looking at the picture and being like, wow, those are really weird character designs. Not weird in a bad way. Weird, like I'd never seen anything like it before. So I went to Aerofx's DeviantArt and I looked at her art and her characters and her story, and I was just blown away. And I remember shortly after she commissioned I'm His Eternal Angel, I saw she was open for art trades, and I'd done art trades with friends because I thought my art was crap, but she said in her journal that she would do art trades with anybody. Skill level doesn't matter. And it took a lot for a little old depressed, self-conscious, nervous emo Michi to grow a set of will, because that's sexist now. I can't say grow a set of balls because that's bad. But And I sent her a note and I was like, hey, I've never done this before, but if you're still open for art trades, I'd like to do one. And Anna, being the cool beans that she was like, sure, draw a couple of my Eros and IKEA. So I'm going to throw up that Eros and IKEA picture, the original one, in the corner right now. And that was made back in 2009 in MS Paint with my tablet on my old YouTube channel where I recorded it, and I don't even know if the video's still up or not. If it is, I'll try to annotate it on a little boopy thing. But that channel's dead. That channel's so dead. It's so bad. But I was so proud of that picture, and I didn't see any flaws in it at the time. And then I saw the picture that Anna did for me, and I nearly cried. I had never seen my characters done in such a beautiful way before, and I felt such a connection there. And it wasn't just with the art, but with the person, that this person, who was obviously leaps and bounds ahead of me skill level wise, was willing to take the time to do an art trade with me. A dumb high schooler whose gallery was full of MS Paint bases and shitty doodles of characters and terrible spelling. Holy shit. I knew I had bad grammar back then, but I went back to the original picture and just reading the description hurt my eyes. I don't know how my friends stayed friends with me, like my online friends. Swear to God, you guys are like saints, because fuck, I could not type to save my life. Which was weird because I could read fine, but whatever. And it started a friendship. That little art trade gave me the confidence to talk to Aerofx more. We exchanged, back then we used, I had MSN Messenger and Yahoo Messenger. Skype wasn't a thing back in 2009. Or if it was, I had never heard of it. Like, it really didn't get popular until, I think when I was in college. Is whenever it was when they bought out MSN. Skype bought out MSN, so, like, everybody had to use it. Same with Yahoo. But, we would talk, and we started doing some crack RPs. Because I had done RPs in the past with some very bad Naruto fan characters with some of my online friends online. But it was the first time that I'd ever had somebody interested in my original characters. In Tetsu and Ten and my story, which was so bare bones at the time. I barely had anything on it. I had a couple characters here and there. And Anna, I commissioned. I had sent her money, and it was the first time I'd commissioned someone who really wasn't, at the time, I'd say a good friend, because we had just been talking here and there. And again, she sent me these pictures in the mail, and it was just so beautiful, and I was blown away, and I felt so inspired because of this, because of my friend's generosity in opening my window to growing more as an artist. It was really because of her that in our stupid little role plays, our crack RPs back in the day, that really got me focusing on my story more in a professional sense, my art as a professional sense. And then when we didn't have time for Yahoo, we would do our crack RP. We would stay up so long on I hate saying old phones, but on old phones that weren't smartphones. I had I think it was called an Envy at the time. Again, I'll throw a little picture of what my phone used to look like on the screen. And it was such a new world because I was able to do this art trade with Anna, and we talked all the time. We did role plays, and she helped me with my art, and really inspired me to use my tablet more, because at the time, none of my friends who were artists, because I had art friends in high school, none of them did digital art. Not one. And it was really nice, and it was something I really needed at the time. And I have to say, because of that too, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have met my best friend. We had art class together, but it was because she mentioned that I was texting all the time on my phone. And I told him, oh, I'm not typed. We're doing a story. We're just screwing around. And she, got all interested in my story. And that's how I started my friendship with Dakota. And we realized how much we had bonded over this just little silly thing. And looking back on it now, looking at this picture, looking at how much I've grown since 2009 and how my friendship's grown from Anna since 2009, it really means a lot. It means a lot to me, and I know some people might think it's dumb, but I really needed it. That was a time in my life I needed this because I can look back now and I really see how much I've grown and how much our friendship's grown and how our characters have grown since that time and how just never giving up and finding that right person, finding that spark really helped me. It really inspired me to keep going and to create art and to better myself. And now, as an adult, to make it more in a profession. And that's why I have to thank her. I have to thank my friend. I have to thank Anna. I have to thank her characters. Because I really don't know where I would be now, art wise, if it wasn't for this Arttrade all those years ago. For me getting past my insecurities to send that note to an artist that was better than me. And that's why I made it a promise that whenever I do open for Arttrades, I sadly don't do them as much anymore because I don't have the time. I do the same thing. Skill level doesn't matter as long as I know you tried and you're trying and you're growing. Because that's all it is, isn't it? Isn't that what art's supposed to be? It's something that makes us happy and helps us talk to people. Oh, shit. Sorry about that, guys. I'm recording this in my parents' kitchen, and my parents' dog just went crazy because they had the door open. But yeah, like I was saying, because I lost my train of thought now. It You never know how much an impact you have on somebody until you look back at who you used to be before that person was in your life, and that's why I want to say thank you. Thanks, Anna, for being my friend. Thanks for showing me this wonderful side of art that I never knew was possible. Thanks for introducing me to such amazing friends. It's because of Anna that I've talked to and I've become friends with Bezzy K and Kendra and Blue and Christian and Chris, and pretty much all of my online friends now are thanks to her and thanks to the community she let me in by making our friendship. And I can never be thankful enough because I look back on this now and I might not have actually been creating art. I might have just given up halfway through high school. I'd probably still be in college right now, not knowing what I want to do with my life. My characters probably would have just been that, just characters, nothing behind them. But it's thanks to her that I have all this. That I'm where I am now, that I was inspired to really flesh out my story, to really work with my characters, to keep drawing, to pushing myself. So that's all I wanted to say. And I know this isn't like my normal videos, and I don't have topics like this all the time that mean a lot. But when I do, I promise I'll talk about them. And that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.